All right, guys. The other thing that's coming up is the launch of my new YouTube channel. That is also coming up January the 5th. 2018. My YouTube channel now is being developed with videos and audio blogs like this. Um, Go to my YouTube channel to watch the video created to show you exactly why I decided to create a YouTube channel. YouTube just wasn't a channel that I was interested in creating, and I changed my mind so many years later after clients and people all over the world had asked for videos. So I am building that channel, so you will see a lot of my followers migrating to that channel. But in the meantime, I encourage you to sign up, like some of the videos, and hit the bell on the side of the video so that you can get updates when I do post them. So, all right, so I want to mention some things considering that New Year's is right around the corner, and we only have 2 more days until the 1st of January. And, every week, up until now, I have thought about the various things that we've gone through as a nation and as a world. And to look at it, it's just astounding. Not only is there fear that 2018 is going to be worse, or is going to bring a lot of challenges our way, but there's also fear that our government and our world and our leaders are becoming extinct. They are going away, and we can't find the values or the rules or the things that gave us safety and security. We can't find them as easily as we once could as a nation and as a world. And as a result of this, we have now become hopeless and helpless in many ways. So I think for this audio blog, I want to just kind of bring up some things that I'm sure has crossed your mind. And if it hasn't, I want to bring these things to the forefront before we celebrate the coming of a new year. So, do you remember Hurricane Harvey? I'm sure you can't forget that. It was a terrible natural disaster in which thousands of people were displaced and their homes were destroyed, their memories were destroyed, their future became hopeless in their eyes. So many thousands of people in Texas, were devastated by this natural disaster, and it took people from all over the world to try to help them rebuild. And even though we're celebrating our holidays and we're sleeping in our beds and getting up the next day and moving forward in our busy lives, that doesn't mean that the individuals who have been displaced by a hurricane or another natural disaster are living the same way. As a matter of fact, people who were displaced by Hurricane Harvey are still trying to rebuild. It's going to take a very long time, according to various news reports, that, it's going to take them a long time to rebuild. We also have the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. Sadly, that hurricane still has affected millions of people in Puerto Rico. It's still affecting them psychologically, emotionally, and literally. A lot still do not have homes. Some are still trying to figure out how to feed their children, how to feed themselves and survive. Many have lost their jobs due to trying to rebuild and also trying to maintain employment. Some have had to let their employment go in order to rebuild. Other individuals in Puerto Rico are homeless. They are trying to figure out which way to live. Children there are struggling with education and trauma. We have millions of people in Puerto Rico who are still in need of help from all over the world. It's heartbreaking to look at human beings being treated very similarly to animals, living outside of the walls and the brick and the mortar of a building or a house or a home. We have humans living on the streets and trying to shelter themselves from the weather elements, from danger, from harm. It's heartbreaking. So we cannot forget those who have been displaced by natural disasters. We cannot forget those who are still struggling, even though we celebrate our holidays in peace. And we're looking forward to our future. We cannot forget them. We also cannot forget the tragedies that have occurred as a result of evil, untreated or severe mental illness, or personality disorders such as sociopathy or narcissism. The shootings of Las Vegas during a musical event, that was a horrific crime in which the killer shot himself. He committed suicide, so homicide and suicide. We still have families who are grieving their loved ones. We still have families asking why and hurting and grieving and suffering from trauma. We also can't forget the victims that heard the bullets and saw people dropping beside them during that musical event and during the time that the shooter opened fire. We also can't forget other tragedies that have occurred around the world because of mental illness that has been severe and untreated. We also can't forget about the sexual assaults that have come out this year. They are very hard to wrap your mind around, but nonetheless, they have come out. People that we never suspected would ever sexually assault another human being. Matt Lauer and a lot of political figures, a lot of respected journalists, a lot of respected actresses and actors. It's devastating to see that this is the way that our world has gone. And although most of these are accusations and they have yet to be proven, the simple fact that these particular people have been named as potential predators is disturbing, to say the least. So we cannot forget that. We also can't forget our heroes that have been harmed and forgotten and killed and murdered. We cannot forget the crime between civilians and police. These things have been repeatedly a problem for us over time. But for some reason in 2017, it appears that a lot of the civilian police interactions have become more brutal, more discriminatory, more problematic, closer to home. So we cannot forget that. And on a more general spectrum, we can't forget continual problems that we have had over time, such as child abuse and trauma, emotional and psychological trauma and grief and loss, homelessness, hatred, racism, discrimination. We can't forget the white supremacist groups that have marched and have carried torches on a campus earlier this year of 2017. We can't forget the uproar that happened afterwards. The hurt egos and the hurt self-esteem and confidence of people of color continues, right? There's a lot. And I think for many of us, we tend to hear these things and then we move on. But we move on because we don't know what else to do. We move on because time moves us on, right? We move on because we believe that, time is going to heal wounds. We believe that this is being worked out, even though we don't see it, it's being worked out. And the reality is this, that it doesn't necessarily get worked out all the time. It gets mulled over, it gets hidden and buried. And so this audio blog is an attempt to help you remember these things. We can't forget them. What has happened in 2017 should be a springboard for 2018 to help us be better, to help us fight wrong and discrimination and hurt and pain, right? We should allow the incidents of 2017 to keep us humble and focused, and to keep us motivated toward peace. So I do hope that this audio blog serves as a start for you, as a trigger point for you. I know it does for me. I don't know what else to do sometimes as a social activist, as a therapist, as a mental health professional, as an advocate, family consultant. I don't know what else to do sometimes. I feel defeated. But I rest in the arms of my faith, and I believe that the God that has covered me thus far and has given me a vision will help me be strong enough to reach back and to help where I'm needed. And I'm hoping that you feel the same. So I encourage you to add some comments in the comment section. What has happened this year that has perplexed you? What has happened this year that has hurt you? What is it about 2017 that you are happy to see leave? What is it about 2018 that you're hoping you see? So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in with me today. Stay tuned for more audio blogs like this in the future. Go to my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com slash Tamra H Therapist, and you will find my channel. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Therapist, T-E-E, Therapist, T-E-E, right, all one word. Or you can go to my website at anchoredinKnowledge.com, anchoredin-knowledge.com, and you can leave me an audio message at the bottom of the first page on my website. So I look forward to talking to you guys more in the future. I look forward to having more videos and audio blogs with you. Stay tuned for further. Please, if you go to my YouTube channel, please hit the like button and click on the bell to get notifications of more audios and videos like this. And I encourage you to share my YouTube channel with people who might benefit from this kind of stuff. And if you have feedback or questions, or you'd like to see certain things, I encourage you to post them in the comments box on youtube.com. All right, guys, thanks so much, and Happy New Year. Bye.